There's plenty of seats up here. This is like church.
This is like church. Everyone's on the back. Okay. Well, I wanted to thank all of you friends, family, and also we have several politicians with us today, some candidates as well here for this exciting day. This is quite a joyous day. We've been preparing for this for several months. But I'd like to thank Jim Hagedorn for coming out today and being a part of this. For Peggy Bennett, he's our U.S. representative out in Washington, D.C., representing us and fighting for the things that we need here and in this area. Also for Peggy Bennett, she is our Minnesota House representative in 27A over in Freeborn County. And then also Gene Dornick is here, and he will be announcing fairly soon for the Minnesota Senate for 27. But I'd just like to thank you for coming out today. And Patty said I had a very short amount of time to talk, but there's so much I would want to say.
When you're a pastor.
And there's so many reasons why I'm excited for her to be going on this journey and to be able to go on this journey together with her. She is a great woman of unity, of wisdom, of so many great abilities of dedication, and she is excited for how this can bring people together, can also get the vision of what 27B should be represented in the state. But I would like to get out of the way so that she can have the opportunity to be able to tell you what that vision is. So I would like to ask my honey bear.
Oh my gosh!
and your next, your future Minnesota House 27B representative, Patty Mueller.
You never know what your husband is going to say, especially if he's a pastor. In the last several months, I have watched fellow Americans believe local politicians and the media tell us that we are a hopelessly divided country. I have often wondered what can be done and who could inject some common sense into the conversation. After thinking about who could stand up, I decided to be that person. My name is Patty Mueller, and today I'm announcing my candidacy to be your representative in Minnesota House for District 27B. I am a strong constitutionalist conservative who will fight for individual freedom and the protection of life. With my 15 years of teaching experience and years of working with the multicultural community in the area, I believe I can bring a message of unity and moving forward together. America was built upon the idea that each person has the individual rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This means that you and your neighbor have the freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to protect you, yourself, your family, your property, and the freedom to make choices that make sense for your family. Socialism, the philosophy of the DFL leadership, is diametrically opposed to these freedoms. Never before have your state legislators and executives took a stand to relentlessly restrict your individual rights. Never before have we so strongly needed the majority in the Minnesota House to passionately protect your individual rights. I will be that person. Our country will fail if people refuse to preserve freedom and liberty. What really matters to people is the freedom to build the life they choose, the right to pursue that happiness. I'm running to be your Minnesota House representative to stand for this unifying principle. But this pursuit of happiness that was etched into our Declaration of Independence more than 200 years ago implies action on your part. So today, I am calling you to be brave and to be free. Be free to choose how to spend your own money. Be free to choose how to educate your own children. Be free to choose what works for you and your family or business when deciding your transportation needs. Be free from government telling you to be dependent on it for health care. Be free from government taking away your Second Amendment rights. Be free from government dictating your religious freedoms. Be free from government overregulating your small business and farm. Be free from government that is not accountable to its constituents they claim to represent. Be brave and be free. So how can you join me in this fight? First, please consider donating to my campaign. Statewide, Democrats normally outraise Republicans 3-1. Much of the money that supports the DFL races come from outside sources, PACs, and lobbyists. I need to have money in order to operate our campaign, and so I'm requiring and relying on your generosity in order to get our message of freedom out. Second, visit my website at MuellerForMinnesota.com and like my Facebook page, which went live yesterday. Most importantly, vote for me on November 3rd, 2020. Together, we can preserve our freedoms and fight against a strong socialist message from the DFL. The Mueller for Minnesota logo, which is right here, illustrates this message of working together for freedom and liberty. The circle around Minnesota is not complete because our work is not complete yet. The star over District 27B means that the work that we need to do to fight for our freedom begins with us. And finally, the stripes of our waving flag represents freedom and how the work that we need to do is tied to that freedom. Settlers came to Minnesota for new opportunities in farming, mining, and logging. In 1861, mere 30 years after our founding as the 32nd state in the Union, it was Minnesotans who bravely volunteered to go to battle in the Civil War, to fight against slavery, to fight for freedom for all people. So I'm calling you that we are in a battle now too. Let us remember our roots of bravery and stand up for freedom for all. Don't let the radical DFL and metro politicians decide how you should live right here in 27B. Join me in taking back the House. Join me in this fight by standing up and being brave and being free. Thank you so much. Representative Hagedorn to come and give a couple of words. And we're just so appreciative that he could come and show support for the campaign right now.
Let me speak fast.
Speak fast, here we go.
Thank you. Well, congratulations. I'll tell you what a great day it is for the folks here in Mar County and the surrounding areas to have such an outstanding person of our community with such an incredible background to step up and take on this challenge. Both you and the pastor and your family, it's a remarkable thing. We appreciate you for running. You're a great candidate, and I think people learned that just from your speech today. She's talking about here is that we have a district that's in transition. This is a district that used to be considered deep, deep blue. It's not that way anymore. It's purple, and I think it's moving towards red. And one of the reasons is just like you said, personal responsibility, economic opportunity, choice for people. Can I give you just 3 quick examples? When you talk about people that have been out there working hard, whether it's with their hands or whatever, and they bargain for great benefits, they don't want those benefits taken away from them by the liberals and give them some sort of government health insurance. They want to keep their private health insurance that they bargained for. On the other hand, they go and they look at some of these extreme regulations coming out of not just Washington, but Minnesota as well. That limits their opportunity to go out and do hard work, good work that pays them well and helps them provide for their family. They don't want all that regulation. And third, some of these extreme positions on firearms and other things lead to gun confiscation. They don't want that. They want personal opportunity to protect themselves and their families. They don't want that taken away. So you look at some of these areas, and the people right here in this, just like everywhere else, say they're moving towards Republican positions, conservative positions, the positions that we've taken all along. So for that and many other reasons, especially because of the quality of our candidate, we've got a big shot here. We're going to take back this district. And you have somebody really, really neat to learn from right next door.
Yes.
A person that you're kind of following the same model, Representative Bennett, a teacher herself, and then you have an awesome candidate for state senate, Jean Dornick, Yeah, the four of us together campaigning, we have one thing in common. We work hard.
Yes.
We campaign hard. We're gonna get out there, and with all the fine folks in our county, especially the Republican leaders here, thank you for all your support. For Patty, thank you for your support for all the Republican candidates. Let's go out and win this election, right?
I don't know if Oh, Lordy.
Now, I'll tell you what, I have a check for, I just don't know where it is.
We'll give it to Daddy.
It's like I'm getting married and I lost the ring or something. Oh, here it is, here's the check,
here
there
it
you go. Thanks very much.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
you
Thank
bet.
you.
Congratulations.
All right. All right. So really excited. Obviously, I can't do this by myself. There is no way to run a campaign by myself. And so I wanted to introduce you very briefly to my executive committee and my campaign committee. So you met my husband earlier, and so he is my campaign manager / constant support / all. Danny Schminke is my treasurer, along with Vicky, his wife. Josiah back there, Blocky, he's been working on website and digital stuff, and which is good. And then Lisa, constant advisor and friend. And then of course I have lots of people in the Mauer GOP who've been really helping me out with all of these things. So I'm gonna have Denny come up and do a real brief closer thing. Sure. You get to take this.
I will. It's the first one. Not quite. I want to make just 3 quick points. First of all, thanks to Patty for doing this. I've done it myself. And you can all tell she will be a great and highly polished candidate. It's already quite apparent. And thanks to all of you for coming here to support her effort. As she said, I'm Denny Schminke. I have agreed to serve as her treasurer. And when Ron Groslin served as mine, I came quickly to understand that treasurer is a very, very important, because he's the one who keeps you out of trouble. I want to make 3 quick points about this. Number 1, running for office is expensive. I'll just give you one tiny little example. I just checked it. One first-class stamp is 55 cents. If you're going to send out a mailing to 400 people, that's $220 right there. And that's just the start. Campaign signs, walk pieces. Patty has great needs right now to help get this thing off the ground. And I want to repeat what she said is I have made a fetish out of tracking, well, I won't even want to mention her name, the other candidates' sources of finances for the past 10 years. And she gets very little of her money from right here. She gets a lot of her money from unions, PACs, lobbyists, and other party units. And Patty has only you. And it makes a difference. But the state of Minnesota makes this easy. Gene Dornick and I were just talking about this. I honestly, except for a couple of my friends that are really good friends, I don't know where to go in Mauer County to find people who write $500 and $1,000 checks. But we survive very well on the $50 and $100 checks that come in, because the state of Minnesota has the Minnesota Political Contribution Refund Program. And every one of you sitting here can write Patty a check for $50 individually or $100 as a married couple. Send the form off we'll send you a form, you send that off to the state, and you get your money back within probably 4 to 6 weeks. And so for the investment of 1 stamp on your part, you can do a lot to help Patty with her campaign. And I like this program because if you, like me, think that one of the real problems we have in politics today is the influence of big money, then the solution to that is getting a lot of small money involved, and that's exactly what the Minnesota PCR was designed to do and does do. We could raise a lot of money for Patty and Gene right here in Mauer and Freeborn County just through this program. Third, as you can, I'll just reiterate, you can tell from Patty's talk, she's a solid conservative. She is worthy of all our support. And I think I put about 50 envelopes back there on that table. And if you're inclined, and why wouldn't you? I mean, you love the candidate and it's easy and low cost to you and high yield to Patty. Take one of those with you, fill it out and send it back to us, to the P.O. box inside. And one more thing, do it before the end of this year. And if you do it before the end of this year, you can do it again in 2020 because it's do Patty, do Jean, do Peggy. I don't care where it is, but don't leave the money on the table, okay? So that's all I have to say. Help Patty out here. We have a lot of needs to get the campaign rolling. We'll have opportunities to raise a lot more as time goes by, but there's Brian Teal made it, and Brian always liked this. The acronym Emily applies here, which stands for early money is like yeast. A little bit rises to a lot. So if you would help us out, we would really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. The support over here is just overwhelming. Like, I am brimming with tears and I cry a lot. So here we go. It's going to be great. The envelopes look like this, and we're really excited for you to, Vicki is right there. And we also have a sign-up sheet. If you want to be involved at all, like, this is a campaign for you. This is not a campaign for them. This is a campaign for you to get involved and to be a part of our change right here in 27B. And so put your name on there. I promise I won't spam you or anything weird, but we want to make sure that you're able to stay involved in what's happening. Grab an envelope, and again, thank you so much. We are here. We have this room for the next hour or so, so feel free to come on in and talk to me and whatever. Talk to any of the people involved in the campaign if you have any questions. And then we're heading over to Pizza Ranch, and we're gonna be celebrating over at Pizza Ranch. So if you need some food, Pizza Ranch is where to go. So, Peggy.
Peggy, just want to say one thing. If anybody here is willing to have a yard sign, I'm Peggy Bennett, by the way, I'm the state rep neighboring here. It's really good to start a yard sign list. So if you could let Patty know right now your address, if you're willing to have a yard sign, so that she's ready to go for next year, that's all of that. We'll just put it on this list.
Yep, right over there. Yep, everything's there.
I'll be around here for a while too if you have questions about Minnesota PCR campaign.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, and God bless you. And desserts and all that stuff. So thank you. God bless you. Great.